What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Zoheef, and today I got a brand new video for y'all boys, and it's NBA 2K tier list. I have two different tier lists for you. I'm gonna do this is its first tier list of the current cycle of gen 2K14 from 2K20, but then after this tier list, straight after, like not another video, straight after this one, I'm gonna go to a different tier list, and then I will do all the 2Ks, and it's all gonna be in one same video. And it's not two videos for y'all boys. But let's get straight into it. I'm not gonna waste y'all boys time because this might be a long video, depending how long we take on this tier list, and then the one we do after. So let's get straight into it. First, we're gonna start off with 2K13, and then to 2K20, and then I'll show y'all boys the rest. But anyway, so 2K13, in my opinion, man, the animations weren't good. It just wasn't. It was an alright game to me. To be honest, if I were to rank it out of A to S to C, S to F, 2K13 would be a C or a B. And to be honest, I'll put it a C. 2K13 was alright. It was an average game. It wasn't really the best game. The animations weren't really good. I didn't really like the way it looked. It just, to me, wasn't fun as other 2Ks as the past, like 11 and 10 and all that stuff. But to me, it was an average game. 2K14, where the park started it all, man. I think 2K14 is way better than 2K13. They made the graphics better, animations better, the park came, the other modes came. Everything about 2K14 was 10 times better than 2K13. And yeah, man, 2K14 definitely deserves to be at a B spot. Not an A. It's not that good, but it definitely deserves to be at a B spot over 2K13. Next, we have 2K15. This is when park got started to get good. Speed boost and everything about 2K15. 2K15 blew up because of park. If 2K15 didn't have park, the game was dead. The rec center, everything about it would have been dead. It would have been, if it was the same as 2K14, the game would have been dead, to be honest. 2K15 though, it was a good game, but once they took out stuff, the game kind of died because the devs took out stuff. But I will put 2K15 at the B spot because it just, man, the animations were better. It was just a fun 2K. It was some skill, but it was a fun 2K for people to play, and that was when it was first started to get really, really good in the franchise for park and all that. Next, we have 2K16, and bro, do I even have to explain this is, to most people, the greatest 2K of all time. To me, it's 2K17, but hey, y'all boys already know what that means then. 2K16, wait, but before we do that, 2K16 was a great game, fun game, kind of skillful. It was fun and skillful, kind of, skill gap and fun. The animations were cool, the builds were cool, like the inside, outside, all that good stuff. It was fun, man. It was good. It was a fun and kind of skillful game, but a lot of people started really love the 2K then. But 2K17 is when the park blew up. We straight putting that to S. 2K YouTubers blew up. 2K was put on the map in 2K17. It wasn't really a skillful game, but it was a fun game. 2K17 is a game you would want to come back 15 years later and play again. 2K17 is a game that you would rather play than 2K20. Am I wrong? 2K17 is an amazing game. It's a fun game. Everybody loves 2K17. You can't go wrong with NBA 2K17. Man, you cannot. 2K18, the worst 2K of all time. Put that all the way at F. Snatchbacks, animations, terrible builds, not fun game, boring my park, boring everything. The neighborhood was terrible. We thought we were gonna get look like GTA in 2K. The trailer was amazing, but the game was terrible. The only thing good in 18 was the fucking end of the year cycle of it. Thank God that was the last of it. We had to play of that garbage game. Thank God it shut down the servers. The game was terrible. Next up, we have 2K19. My bad, y'all boys. Something was in my throat. Pause. No homo. Anyway, next up, y'all boys, we have 2K19. 2K19 had so much potential to be an S tier. I feel like it had so much potential to be an S tier. I feel like it really did, man. But 2K19, man, it was just too many problems with the animations. The dribbling was okay, but I feel like I had too many problems with the builds and the whites. Too many whites went in. It's like I went back to 2K19 the other day, and most of my whites went in, and because I didn't know my jumper shot because it's been 2 years, but most of my whites went in, and then it just wouldn't make sense, especially contested, the stretches, the post scores, the spin back on dribbling. It had so much potential to be S tier, but it just wasn't. But I think it's definitely if there were between an A and B, I would put 2K19 between A and B. But I think 2K19 is a B game, man. But for this list, like for these games, man, I want to put 2K. Man, I want to put an A. I really do, man. I really want to put 2K19 at A, man. But it just had so much potential and just never got there. 2K19, man. I can't put it at A. I can't. 2K20, bro. We all know this game is shit, bro. Put this shit. It's not an E. 2K20 is not an E. Actually, it might be an E, man. 2K20. Is it a D? Is it? It's not. 2K13 is not a good game. 2K20 was the same park, same everything. The only thing different is that we had worse turn moves. To be honest, I think the game was an E to a D. If I could put it between a D and E, I would. But I'll put it E to be honest. NBA 2K20 were a garbage game. Hopefully y'all boy enjoyed this little list right here. Then we're gonna get to the real list with every single 2K y'all boys see right here. Let's get straight into it, y'all boys. Let's go. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Zoheef, and today I got NBA 2K tier list ranking for y'all boys. I decided to try something a little special, something a little different for y'all boys, since NBA 2K21 is almost here and pretty much there's nothing else to do on 2K20 because 2K20 is, you know, is boring. It's not as fun anymore as it was about, you know, a few months ago. But let's get straight into it. I'm gonna start off with 2K13 all the way to 2K20, and then I'm gonna go from the other ones because obviously I'm younger, so I don't, you know, didn't play, you know, from part 1 to part 7, 8, you know, stuff like that. But I'm gonna start off from the 2K13, then to 2K20, and then I'll get on to the other ones. So first off, we're gonna start off with 2K13, man. 2K13 was kind of like the animations were ass. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all boys. 2K13, it was an average game. Some things were asked about it. It was many people think it was a pretty ass game, but I actually enjoyed it. I think it was an average game. So if I were to put it, it would be between probably the C area. 2K13 definitely the C area in my opinion. It was an alright game. It was whatever. It was ish. Didn't really have anything fun. The soundtrack was cool and all by Jay-Z, but it was alright, man. The animations killed it for the game. It just yeah, man, the animations is all I gotta tell you about. So this one goes on C. 2K14 in my opinion was a good game. I don't think it's not an amazing game, you know. That's when they first added Park for next gen. It was alright, man. Park was just getting started, so I might bump it up like a little bit biased because it was the first game to have Park in it, so that did make it like the game better and more people went into 2K because of it. So to be honest, I'll probably put it not an S, not an A, but definitely I'll give it a B because it was basically the same thing, man. Park was still Park, but there was a lot of problems with the Park mode. The animations were similar to 2K13 because they haven't really, you know, used, you know, much of the next gen. They really went into the graphics this year instead of the more gameplay wise with all that stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much it for 2K14, and let's get right for 2K15. 2K15, man, this game was good, man. I liked it. A lot of people, you know, it kind of died after they took out some things in 2K15 with speed boosting and all that shit. But I think it was a good game. Is it an A? Is it an S tier? No. Is it an A tier? Maybe. I feel like 2K15 is in the middle where my cursor is between A and B. I feel like it's right here in the middle, but for the tier list purposes, man, I think it's gonna have to go in the B tier because, man, it was a good game, right? But to me, it felt like the developers killed the game. So it was a good game throughout the year, but then certain things the devs took out made the game less fun and made the game worse. But there were certain aspects of 2K15 that were good, and it really brought the community alive, for further futures, and other games brought it even more alive. But this really started to get things rolling in 2K15. So it was a fun game too, man. So I'm gonna put it 2K15 right at the B spot. Next up, 2K16, y'all boys. 2K16, some consider the best 2K in the 2K series. To be honest, y'all boys, I do not think 2K16 is the best 2K in my opinion. It's not, in my opinion. It is a great game. It's one of the best 2Ks, definitely a top 5, top 4 2K, in my opinion. But 2K16, the animations were good, the dribbling was great. Things here and there were bad about 2K16, but everything about it made you feel like the game was fun. It kind of had not really a skill game, but it was kind of fun. Like, it was balanced more wise, and it was just a good idea. The whole game in general was good, man. The dribbling, the animations, all that's good stuff. It was fun, but to me, 2K16 was not the best because it didn't have the most fun factor. It was a fun game, but it wasn't a game I would love to come back to 10 years later, something like that. So I think 2K16, a lot of people would put it between the S and A. I want to put it to A, man, but just because 2K16, I would put it A, but just because 2K16 is loved by so many people and many people think it's one of the greatest 2Ks, I will put 2K16 all the way up on the S position. My bad about the logos, by the way, y'all boys. Whoever created this did this. Shout out to this guy, wherever y'all boys are. Anyway, hey, next one we got is 2K17, man. 2K17. Actually, let me move this logo real quick for y'all. I'm gonna put the right one. on 2K16. Anyway, so 2K17, in my opinion, is the best NBA 2K there has ever been. Now listen, now I know it's a little crazy because the game was pretty ass in the beginning, man. But think about it. The game was ass, but stuff like that, man. But the animation stuff, but it was fun, man. It was terrible, like all that stuff, but it was fun. People would love to come back to that game, 15 years later. And I still have people when I play on PS4 or Xbox, they tell me they'd rather play 2K17 remastered than 2K20 bullshit that we got this year. Like 2K17 was a fun game. The animations weren't crazy. Like, it was kind of broken. Pure sharps, 6.2 speed boosting, pure sharps. It wasn't really a fair game, like skill wise, man. It was kind of easier game, 2K style skill wise, but it was a fun game though. To me, it was a game you could always come back to. It was a fun game. Everything about it just made you want to have a good time. That was when Park really blew up that year. A lot of YouTubers became big that year. So hey, shout out to Kobe. Hey, 2K17, in my opinion, the best 2K. But it's up there with 2K16 at the moment. 2K18, bro. I'm not even gonna talk on this, bro. Terrible game. Everyone was so hyped when 2K18 was dropping because 2K17, we just came off a fun 2K, man. We just came out back-to-back banger 2Ks. 16 and 17, 15 was it was average, but 16 and 17 we just came back from back-to-back great 2K games, man. And then we go to 2K18. They gave amazing trailer. People thought it was GTA type shit in 2K18, and then wow, bro, 2K18 was such a letdown. The animations, the snatchbacks, the no skill players, the terrible. Everything about it was terrible. The park was boring, no colorful, wasn't fun, no affiliations. The neighborhood was terrible. You had to walk for so long. The neighborhood glitch. Everything about it. The game was glitchy, terrible. Animations are bad. Nobody really had fun in that game. It was just terrible, man. The game was just not good at game. People thought it was. Then people went to Fortnite, and which really killed 2K18 for that year, man. It just wasn't a good game. For the next 2K, man, this one's difficult, man. 2K19, because this is the year the 2K had to redeem themselves, because Fortnite was kind of dying. It wasn't dying, but it wasn't as popular as it was back in 2K18. So 2K19 had another year to redeem themselves. So they had to make sure this game was good for the public, and I think 2K19 could have been. Listen to me, y'all boys. Could have been at S or A tier, but it was broken. The archetypes were broken. Post score, stretches, that little spin move that dribblers think that we're nice with, that now they can't do shit because they don't have the move, the spin back move. Like everything about the archetypes were a little too OP in that game. A lot of whites winning, a lot of no skill players became good off 2K19, and now in 2K20 they are terrible. A lot of whites winning, the animations were terrible, archetypes were but I think it was still a good game despite all that. But they just didn't update the game when they needed to. They just didn't update the game. The game had so much potential to be an S tier, A tier type of game, and just wasn't. To me, I think 2K19 is a CB. To be honest, if I could put it at between C and B, I would. But man, this is tough, man. 2K19, I want to put it at B, man, but do you know what? Personally, I don't think 2K19 was as bad as 2K13. So I think I'm gonna put 2K19 at B. If y'all disagree with that, man, just let me know in the comments, y'all boys. But I'm going to put 2K19 at the B spot, man. 2K20, bro. What do I have to say? This game is terrible, bro. It's worse than 2K19. Not as bad as 18, but terrible. It seemed like 2K19 had so much potential. Then it was for 20. Same park, same everything. I felt like I played 19.5. 2K19 Part 2 fucking DLC edition in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? It was terrible. The game wasn't fun. People made overpowered builds that just wasn't fun. Rebounding wings. It was basically locks, rebounding wings versus rebounding wings, and it was terrible. It was basically, if you had a lock build that can shoot this year, any build can shoot this year, and they said it wasn't even gonna be like that. It was skill wise. To me, the game wasn't as fun. It didn't really have a fun factor. It didn't really have a skill factor, to be honest. It was kind of a skill factor, but didn't really. They added the no shot meter, which was pretty good in the game. The animations were okay, not really dribble moves for 2K20. The animations on dribbling was terrible. They took out the one good move, which is kind of OP, which I agree, but they didn't have anything to replace it. The game was alright, man. In general, it's not. I think 2K20 is worse than 2K13. Does it belong at the D? Does it belong at the F? It does not belong in the E, because I don't think any 2K is that bad at 18, but 2K20 I think is in the D and F category, man. I don't think it's bad because as F, because I think when we first got the game, it was like pretty, even though the same park was pretty cool and all, it was kind of fun at the beginning, but then you realize it was the same thing. But the new pie chart system and all that made it cool and all, you know. So I will put NBA 2K20 at the D category for this list, because it was an alright game, you know, nothing crazy. 2K19 is a million times better than 2K20, but hey, it's whatever, man. Hey, as I said in the beginning, we're gonna go now move to the older 2Ks because I was a little bit younger and all that stuff. Let's get straight into it. 2K11, bro, this game was a banger. The modes, the fun, the animations, everything about NBA 2K11 was a banger. We gotta put it all the way at the S. We don't even explain it. Y'all boys already know 2K11 was one of the greatest 2K. Shout out to MJ. Hey, bro, 2K11 was godlike. The modes, the animation, the shot, I mean, everything about the game. It felt so good, so smooth. It looked amazing. It was good. The game was fun. Everything about it was good. And NBA 2K11, people say it's competing for the best 2K for 2K16 and 17. People compare them. It is the best 2K. It just depends where you are from, like where you like, you know. But the next 2K we got, y'all boys. Are you ready for this? 2K1. 2K1. Alright, ESPN Basketball's 2K1. I never played this game, but I've seen many videos on it. It is what it is. Man, I don't really know what to say for this one, y'all boys. NBA 2K1. From what I've seen, the videos, people had fun, but I will put it at a certain spot because it did start all of these. You know, we wouldn't be making this. I wouldn't be a 2K YouTube about it. And people did love the game. But it wasn't as good as Live at the time. I don't know if Live existed at the time. I'm pretty sure it was, but Live still dominated 2K until 2K11. Live dominated 2K until 2K11, 2K10, around there. And so I think it was actually ESPN Basketball. I'm pretty sure 2K1 was, and then it was NBA 2K1. So I would put ESPN Basketball, to be honest, get started at a C. I'll put it at a B because people had fun. It started everything off, so I'll put it at a B. Next up, y'all boys, we have NBA 2K. Bro, this game was so good. NBA 2K10, in my opinion, I had some of the funnest times on NBA 2K10. I remember playing back on my PlayStation. NBA 2K10 was a banger game. It was just fun, man. The animation cool. Kobe, bro, still to this day, this does not look like Kobe. I don't know who they did. I want to put it at the A tier, man, but for me, I want to put it at the A tier, but was it as good as B? To be honest, I think it's at the A tier, man. Because I think 10 is better than 19, even though there's no parks. It was just so fun, man. It was good. NBA 2K13, bro. 10 NBA 2K10 was such a banger game for me personally. Everything about it, I loved it, and this is my list for it. Next up, y'all boys, we have NBA 2K9. I played this game a bit, not a lot. I think it was a solid game. It was a pretty good game. I'm gonna put NBA 2K9 at B. I think it was a solid game. It was alright, average game. Certain aspects of the game were alright. It was alright, man. You know. Remember, I didn't play many of the older games, but I've seen videos on many of them. But I did play 2K9 for a little bit. It was pretty good. It was alright, in my opinion. That's just all I gotta say about that, to be honest with y'all boys. Anyway, next up we got ESPN 2K5. I ain't gonna lie, 2K5 was actually a pretty fun game. I went back and played it, and it was actually pretty cool. It was alright though, but I think they really dropped. You know, it was you know what I'm saying. To me, I think NBA 2K5 is on the C to B area, but I'm gonna put it at C. You know, y'all boys, I ain't gonna lie, I might lower 2K5 to be honest, cause it was a good game from what I said before. It was alright. It was mid, but man, was it better than 2K20 to be honest? Nah, I'm gonna have to put it in the same category as 2K20 to be honest. Now I'm thinking about it more thoroughly. I'm thinking about it, man. And the only reason why I put ESPN Basketball up there, y'all boys, if y'all wondering, because it started everything off. I think 2K9 was a banger, by the way, too. I know some people do say those games are aight, you know. But next up, y'all boys, we have NBA 2K6. This game is a fit. To be honest, I think this game is in the B to C, to be honest. I know some people think it's the A or some people think it's the F. But I think it's in the B to C category. I'm going to put B to be honest with y'all boys. I think it was an average game. It was a solid game. You know, average game, solid. I think it was alright. You know, the game was pretty good. I fucked with it. But hey, It was just an alright game to me. It was average. I never played it. I saw it in videos. It looked alright. It was alright. You know, I know some people have complained. Some people don't like it. Some people agree. I think it's a 50-50. But 2K7 was, to me, was straight up ass cheeks. Put that bitch at F. To me, that game was terrible. One of the worst 2Ks of all time, in my opinion. The game was terrible. It was just disappointing for me, and I was very disappointed when I played it because I seen, you know, past 2K, great 2Ks in the past, and yeah, it just wasn't for me. Next up, we have a mid 2K, NBA 2K8. If I could put it between F and D, I would. But I'm to be honest, is 8 better than 7? I don't think so. I want to put it on E. To be honest, I really do. But I don't think any game is worse than fucking 18. That shit's garbage as fuck. So I'm definitely gonna put. If I actually no, to be honest, I want to put 8 at E. Definitely, I have to put an F though. To be honest, y'all boys. NBA 2K18 8 was fucking mid as shit, bro. That game was doo-doo cheeks. I played that shit. It's actually kind of crazy. The 2 games with H in it were alright, you know. But yeah, I played it. Next up, y'all boys, we have NBA 2K1, not ESPN basketball. NBA 2K1, bro. This game is where it really, like, I know I said it really all started before, but this is where, like, it really all started before. You know what I mean, y'all boys? I don't know if you really know what I mean. But anyway, for next up, y'all boys, NBA 2K1, I think it was a C average game, you know. It was alright. You know, switching from ESPN to NBA 2K, I think it was decent. It wasn't, you know, 2K13 to me was actually better than 2K1, obviously. But, you know, to me, they're average out. They're pretty much the same, in you know, according to 2K games and all that stuff like that. Next up, we have NBA 2K3. We're gonna put that bitch all the way up to B. I'm just leaving right there. That game was fucking a banger to me, of course. NBA 2K3 was one of the best 2Ks in my opinion. Allen Iverson on the cover. I fucked with it. It was pretty cool. I played it. I went back and played it on the Xbox, the original, and it was cool. I liked it a lot. Next up, y'all boys, we have NBA 2K2. To be honest, y'all boys, NBA 2K2, it was you know, they were transitioning from 2K1 to try to make it better 2K2. I think it was an average about the same, to be honest. NBA 2K1, NBA 2K2 to me it looked the same. Remember, we're getting to these games where I didn't play them, and some of them I went back to, but not these older ones. But from what I've heard and seen, it was average. It was alright. You know, some of these older games, I'm just gonna get to what I've heard and seen, and I'm gonna put them where I think they should belong and where I've heard they've been belong. Next up, we have NBA 2K. Oh, did I put, my fault, y'all boys? I put NBA 2K wrong instead of the NBA 2K2. My fault. NBA 2K2 right here. Anyway, the next NBA 2K that we have is NBA 2K. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I paused. I was like, wait. Where are the other ones? Anyway, my fault. Next one we have is NBA 2K. Just NBA 2K before the 2K1 and the ESPN, and then after ESPN basketball, then NBA 2K1. We had NBA 2K. This game, to be honest, I'm gonna put this shit at D. Actually, no, I ain't gonna lie. If we're putting this shit at D, we gotta lower this shit down here, and then we gotta put this at D, because ESPN 2K5 was fucking terrible. It was mid compared to 2K, NBA 2K from what I've seen, but this wasn't, bro. It's crazy how 2K20 is so low with these older games. And it's just insane, y'all boys, how different, like, how not good 2K20 was, man. Hey, what I'm going to put here, my predictions for NBA 2K21. NBA 2K21, I think, will be an S, A, or B tier game. I think it has the potential to be an S or A game, and I'm going to put NBA 2K21 at A. I think it's gonna be A. This prediction, I think it's gonna be an A game. You know, I think it has potential. We haven't got much information, but I think it'd be really cool. You know, I think it's chilling. You know what I'm saying, y'all boys? I think it has potential to be a good game, and then especially next gen, I think they're really gonna. You know, I think current gen will be A, and I think next gen could be an S game or between around S and A, depending on, you know, where. But this is all the spots I have left for y'all boys. Hopefully these are like all the logos, the best one I could find so far. But hopefully y'all boys enjoy this video, and I will do more tier lists. Let me know if you guys thought I was wrong on some stuff. Hopefully y'all boys enjoyed. It's been Zoheef, and I'm out, y'all boys. Peace.